Today on Toy Habits Reviews, we're taking a detailed look at the turtleized heroic Masters of Weapons right now. Toy Habits! And before we dive into the review, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat. Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Habits, and we have the Turtles of Grayskull Man-at-Arms in the spotlight, so let's start off by taking a look at his package. Wait, not that package. Ah, that's better. Alright, and here we have the Man-at-Arms Turtle of Grayskull figure, and I really am in love with this packaging. I'm loving the colors of the green and purple rock bursts, and this is kind of a special treat because we usually just get these extra illustrations on the top of these cards from ordering deluxe figures, and the fact that we get two of them, we have He-Man and Leonardo at the top here, really makes these cards really special. Man-at-Arms also looks fabulous packed on the card, and he is in so much armor. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to get him out of the package. And we do have the Masters of the Universe and Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo, which is really neat. And on the back of the box, we have the cross-cell and how the shell attaches to Man-at-Arms' back. And we have the amazing scene of Man-at-Arms battling Krang, which we have yet to see live in person. And I have the international variant of this card, so this card has some extra language and multiple languages that are not present on the US cards. So let's crack this sucker open and look at the figure. All right, and here's Man-at-Arms out of the package, and what I typically do is just start with from the head and work all the way down to the boots. So let's start off with the head sculpt, and Man-at-Arms comes in a really oversized helmet, and the helmet has some black extensions down here, which is really different than what we've seen in previous Man-at-Arms versions because this is the Turtle of Grayskull version, so there are going to be differences. The helmet is made of like a really soft plastic too, which is really nice. You can kind of squish it around and get a feel for it. And yes, we did have a question whether this helmet would be removable, and it is not. It is glued on, and so I'm sure some people will figure out how to take the helmet off, but I don't do that because I would just make this figure a disaster if I started doing that. Man-at-Arms also has some really nice paint apps on the mustache and on the eyebrows and on the eyes. So the face sculpt that's peering out of the mask looks really nice. And this is the turtleized version of what Man-at-Arms looks like in the TMNT universe. And next, let's take a look at the armor that Man-at-Arms is wearing on his chest, aka chest armor, and this really is a nice combination of a new design with nods to the vintage and the origins design with this neck armor piece that's coming up over his neck and the plating that we have featured here with the riveting detail. There's some really nice line detail in between the plates, and one thing that I really love about Man-at-Arms is his oversized armor. He has a piece of armor that looks like an actual turtle shell. Now, how cool is that? So they've really leaned into the aesthetic of really turtleizing these Masters of the Universe figures in a way that doesn't really seem overdone. They're nice subtle details like how the plating is arranged to look like a turtle shell, and also with the yellow around the armor, it kind of makes it look like it's a natural piece even though it looks like an actual turtle shell. Now, it would have been cool if they packed a little buddy for Man-at-Arms to play with or to pal around with, that he could, when he takes off his armor, he could actually put it onto a turtle. So if you're listening, Mattel, that would be a fantastic pack-in or addition to the next version of Man-at-Arms, because they're probably going to repaint these things a lot. While we're back here, let's take a look at the faux fur that is hanging off of the shell armor in the back, and it actually looks really good. It looks natural. It's again one of these squishy pieces that you can play around with, and it's nice because you're not going to break it. And back here is more turtle detail, so this is more like a tortoise shell, but it actually really doubles as a shield if you take it off, and we'll take a look at that when we look at his weapons and accessories. But it has some nice blue piping around the shell, and again, the shell is turtleized and it looks like a tortoise shell. It also clips really easily into the back here, and I really like the way that they've integrated the faux fur in here because it really gives a nice like overall aesthetic to the figure from the back, and I love the way that the shell tucks in to the faux fur. Now the arms are identical. They are Masters of the Universe arms, and they're in this very green tealy kind of color. And I think they tried to match the color of the wrist guards to the color of the armor. So I think they were almost there. There's a little bit of difference between the two, but Man-at-Arms arms are symmetrical, and we don't need to see the other arm with the turtle shell off because I probably will have difficulty getting it back on. Another interesting piece that this figure comes with is his samurai waist armor, and I've never got why we have armor on the thighs but not protecting the jewels. So that's an enhancement that I would make to my armor if I was actually wearing a piece like this. The more interesting thing is it's actually a piece that doesn't require a strap or a connection. So if you basically break Man-at-Arms in half, you can take a look at his waist piece here. And so it really mirrors traditional samurai armor, but in yellow. And I was actually surprised that they didn't put like a clip back here like they usually do with their harnesses. But it's kind of gross splitting Man-at-Arms in two, so let me just put him back. And it's really easy to do. You just pop him back on and we are ready to go. And moving down to the legs, we have some nice boots that are colored really nicely. It's same teal skin and greenish teal skin that are present through the buck of the figure, but we have this really nice knee armor that again looks like a turtle shell, and some shin armor that actually looks like a barrel. So a lot of different designs and textures going on with the armor, but overall, Man-at-Arms looks like a really cool figure. So Man-at-Arms comes with a couple of extra pack-ins. So he does come with this really large mace, which is cool because this also has some turtle design on it as well. And it really mirrors his mace that came with the vintage figure and the one that came with the Masters of the Universe Origins figure, but this is really, really huge and really, really thick. So it's very different from that standpoint. It also has a very long handle, and it also has an end which can attach to Donatello's weapon, but I don't have that, so we can't show you. But he also comes with this really cool wrist armor. Again, it has really nice blue plating on it. And what I love about this is it can actually slip onto his hand really easily because the straps, for some reason for me, they are really hard for me to manipulate. And so I actually really like that you can slip this on and I don't have to finagle this little thing, this little piece through this hole and actually rethread it. So I'm a happy camper with that, and Man-at-Arms looks pretty awesome with his shoulder armor and his arm armor on. And let's get a closer look at the turtle shell. Now, the turtle shell is cool because it also doubles as a shield, and so you can put this in any hand, and he actually looks really cool holding both of these things, and looks like they have not fixed the issue with Man-at-Arms pieces of armor just randomly falling off. So this is something that happens to a lot of my figures. They come down or come off from the shoulders, the forearms, and also the legs. But anyway, this is a very cool piece, and it's actually really neat to get to see this figure quite early because I was really interested just to see what these figures were, how they looked, and how they felt. But I'm really impressed overall with the design of this Turtles of Grayskull line. Well, that wraps up the review of the Turtles of Grayskull Man-at-Arms figure, so let us know what you think about the figure in the comments below, and be sure to check out the still image review done by yours truly on our website at www.toyhabits.com, and the links provided in the description and in the pinned comment, so be sure to check that out. And on your way out, be sure to smash that like button, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, we'd really appreciate it. See you next time.